Hello everyone, thank you so much for joining. So in this webinar series, we are seeing Archicad and simulation. So in the previous three sessions, we saw how to do 4D and 5D simulation using Archicad model in Excel Manager and some other tools. And in the second session, we saw how to do wind simulation, which is the wind tunnel effect and windrow study simulation using the Archicad model in the Rhino Grasshopper. And we also saw how to perform the sun simulation. And today's session, we are going to see light simulation using Archicad and DIAlux. So light simulation meaning both artificial and the natural light simulation. All right, the agenda for today is sun lighting study in Archicad. So the sun lighting study can be performed within Archicad itself. And if you want to do a shadow of artificial lights in Archicad, we can be doing it by Cineware rendering. And the light simulation in DIAlux and other simulation tools that are available in the market which can perform simulation with the Archicad model. All right, without any delay, let's get started. So the first is sunlight simulation. All right, so we are going to use this responsive sun shading device in this light simulation. So this is like an additional tip. We have developed this sun shading device in Paramo, and we are going to see how this sun shading device is responsive to the sun's azimuth and sun's rotation. Alright, to perform sun study in Archicad, once the model is ready for simulation, you can go to Document menu, Creative Imaging, and then Create Sun Study. So you will have this Create Sun Study dialog open where you can key in all the necessary inputs, like if you want to perform the simulation in 3D window from sunrise to sunset, or you can key in the values from which you want to start the simulation and from where it should stop. And if you want to do it on all frames, or you can create your own frames, and then how you want to save the results on. Okay. All right, here is the result of sun study simulation in Archicad. So you can see here, as the sun moves, the angle of this facade, the angle of this sun shading device also changes based on the sun's movement. So that is why we say this sun shading device is a responsive sun shading device created in Paramo with respect to sun's azimuth and rotation angle. All right, so this sun shading device, how it is responding to sun. Say for example, if sun is at 0 degree to this building, so we have sun shading device throughout the building on all sides of the building, and this sun shading device will be responding to the sun only when it is 60 degree from right side and 60 degree from the left side, which is like 60 plus 60 is 120 degree. So the sun shading device on the outer part of this circle will be just normal in normal position. It will not be bending, so it will be just in normal position. So here is one more example where when the sun is at 45 degrees, so 60 degree on the left side and 60 degree on the right side, so the rest of the part will have the normal sun shading device. Only the sun shading device within this range will be responding to the sun's azimuth and rotation. So let us see how this is done in Archicad itself. So these are the sun shading devices, and these are created using the Paramo. And to perform the sun study, so you can go to Document, Creative Imaging, and Create Sun Study. Okay, you can see all the settings here which can be done, and then if you click Save, you'll be able to create the sun study video of your project. All right, going back to the presentation, the next is shadow of artificial lights in Archicad. So to create that, let me just go back to Archicad. You just need to go to a perfect view inside Archicad in which you want to create the shadow study. and then go to document, creative imaging, photo rendering settings. So when you click this, you will have this photo rendering settings dialog box open. Okay, so now you can select a scene that is already predefined. So if you have any scenes that have been already predefined, so you can see here, if I click see more, there are some settings for indoor scenes, outdoor scenes, and if you want to create something for sketch scenes, you have everything from here. Say for example, you can also create your own scenes like this with appropriate settings and then save them, and you can also import and export from any other project if in case you want to do it. Okay, so once after everything is set here, including the rendering settings, environmental settings, and so on, you can just simply click photo rendering projection. So you can simply click this photo rendering projection here. Once you do that, you will have a nice image which looks something similar to this. So using this, you can create the shadow study within the Archicad projects itself. All right, let's go back to the presentation. So the next is artificial light simulation. So artificial light simulation, we can create using the DIAlux Evo tool. So you can download DIAlux using the QR code that is shown here. So the workflow is to create the Archicad model, and the Archicad model can be exported using the IFC file format, and the IFC file can be imported into the DIAlux. So let me show the model. So here for exporting the model in IFC file format, go to File and then Save As. So when you save as, you can see here, you can export entire project or visible elements only. Okay, and if you want to see here, there are translators here. So right now there is only one translator, but if you want to have the other translators, you can create them, and then based on those translators, you can just export the model. Okay, so you can see we can choose IFC file and then click save. So I've already created an IFC file using this project, and then when I go to the DIAlux, I need to use this option, import plan or IFC. Okay, so this import IFC option is a beta version in DIAlux. So not all geometries will be perfect, but try to create your project with simple geometries so that you can perform the simulation close to reality. Okay, so here when I click this, it will take a little while to open the model. All right, so here is our model. So just in case if you're starting a new project, right, so you can start the project here. You can key in all the data here, and then the next step is to do the construction. So you can do the construction, which is to create the necessary elements within the DIAlux itself. So these are all the elements, like you can create slabs, you can create doors, windows, the floor plans, everything that you want to create, you can create it within DIAlux itself. So now that we have imported the model directly, so we have the project file directly inside here, and the next step is to place the lighting. So here is the lighting. So when you see here, there are multiple light options here. So we have lamps, we have spotlights, and so on. Okay, so when you want to place the lights there, so you can see here there are multiple ways. You can draw a rectangular arrangement, or you can draw a polygonal arrangement, and so on. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my lightings on the second floor. So I need to click the second floor option here, and then the floor plan. Okay, maybe I'll just go to the first story. All right, yeah, the first floor. So you can see here for this particular room, I have already placed the lightings. So these are the lights. So you can see here, there are 8 lights. Say just in case if you want to place lights in this room, let me show you it. So I could just create this draw rectangular arrangement, and then I need to select an appropriate light. To select a light, so you can see here, I have the option to select the light, and then you can see here, um, You can search for the lights here. Okay, so if you want to search for any brands here, so you can simply click go to brands, or you can simply search for luminous search. Okay, so let me just click go to brands. Okay, so when you click that, you can see here you can choose the brand that you want to use inside your project. Okay, so let me go back to the light, and then if you want to search for the luminous search, loom search, it takes you to the browser. Okay, just give me a minute, let me bring in the browser. All right, so here is the page. So you can see here, you can select whether you want to do an indoor light or an outdoor light. So if it is an indoor light, you can see the categories. If it is a ceiling light, ceiling surface light, and then how exactly you want to have your light, you can choose from the options here. And based on the search that you have done, you can see there are a lot of brands here. Okay, so you can see there are a lot of brands. So just in case if I want to use any of these brands, I can just select that so that you will have the lights only from that particular brand. Okay, okay, so if I just reduce the size of this browser screen for now to drag and drop the light into my DIAlux, so you can see here, so just I'm just going to randomly put my light inside. Okay, so if I want to use this particular light, just click send to DIAlux. So when you click open, you will be seeing the light that is added to your DIAlux. Okay, so similarly you can use any of the lights available on the platform, and then you can add it to your project and then use it inside the project for your light simulation. Okay, all right, so let's see how to draw the light here. So you can see there are some arrangement inputs that you can key in here: the position, the rotation, the polygon edit, whatever you want to do, you can do it. So let me simply just draw it. So you can see here my results are invalid right now, but when I try to check the luminous calculator, the estimate calculator, the target is 500, but my current light gives only 432. Okay, so if you want to increase it, you can just simply increase it. So the number of lights is 2, so I just change this to 3 and then click apply again. Now you can see it is 373 and it is able to meet the target requirement. Okay, so once that is done, so the next option is calculation. Okay, so for the calculation, let us go to the 3D view and then let's show everything. So you now need to create start calculation. So it will run for some time and then you'll be able to see the results. Okay, so now you can see I can use this false colors. So when I use the false colors, I have a scale or a legend at the bottom. You can see here there are lux values, or if you want to see it on CD per meter square values, you can check them accordingly. So here is the lux value, and based on that we are seeing the results of the simulations that we just now did. Okay, all right, so you can see the light surfaces here. So these are the lux values on the surfaces of the elements on this project based on the light simulation performed by placing the lights inside the room here. Okay, all right, so if you want to learn more about the DIAlux and how to use DIAlux, you can scan this QR code and learn it from the tutorial, which is the YouTube video series. Okay, so here is a short video of how the model is being exported and then how it is being used inside DIAlux to perform the light simulation. So you can hide the layers of unnecessary components. and then just export the model. Okay, so here you can see only this particular building is exported for the light simulation. So you can see there are some filtering done. So the filtering is done to export only the ground floor of the model. So once you're done, you can just save as an IFC file. So you can save any translator that you want to use. So here we are using the general export translator. So once it is exported, you'll be able to import it using the import plan or IFC option. So as I told earlier, this IFC import is a beta version. So there are chances that some of the elements might be missing inside your IFC, inside your DIAlux file. Um, so I hope in future it will be optimized so that we will have the full model imported inside the DIAlux. But for now, I think if it is just walls, ceilings, and columns, I mean walls, ceilings, and slabs, and so on, there's no issue. You can just simply import and you can just place the lights on those locations, and then you can perform the simulation. So you can see here on the first floor or on the ground floor, we are using the draw rectangular arrangement, and then we are selecting the appropriate light that we want to use inside the project. And then we are going to draw the rectangular area into which we want to place the lights. So the first step is to draw the vertical line or the horizontal line, and then you can just extend the rectangle from there. Alright, so you can see here the lights are placed on one of the rooms. So the next room, just click at one corner and then choose one side of your rectangle, and then now extend the rectangle to place the lights inside the room. Alright, they are placed already. So now you can select and then change the arrangement if in case you want to change them. So you can see here once the arrangement is changed, the rows, the number of luminaires become just 2 there. Okay, so now the rows are becoming 4 based on the changes that done on the arrangement tag. Alright, so here is the place where the lights are placed. So if in case you want to move the lights horizontally up or down, you can just move them using the option there. Alright, so here is the place where you need to click to get the results of your simulation. So once after the simulation is run, you need to use the view results dialog, and then you can view the results there. So you can see here, you can click there and then change it. So choose this false show false color option, so which will show the false colors in lux or in CD per meter square based on the legends that is shown on the bottom. So by this you can understand how much amount of light is being is applied on those surfaces on the project. All right, so there are other simulation tools as I told earlier. We have Light Stanza, we have Light Calc. So the Light Stanza tool can directly use the Archicad model. So it's a web interface where you can just drag and drop the Archicad model using which you can perform the light simulation there. And you also have Light Calc, It imports the IFC file, and you can work on IFC file to perform the light simulation inside there. All right, that's it for today. So please follow us on social media to know more contents like this. So follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and LinkedIn. And we also have a YouTube channel where we post all our webinar videos. So if you want to watch the recordings, or if you have missed any of the previous sessions, you can go to our YouTube channel and watch those recordings.